Good afternoon, everyone. We'll start with the second part of Module 5. The first part of Module 5 dealt with determinants and their properties. So we solved some numericals based on that, and we also did went through an important concept of how to decompose a given matrix A into its LU decomposition, and then also further the LTU decomposition. So that is the part of the determinants which is mentioned in the syllabus in Module 5. The second part of Module 5 deals with what are known as eigenvectors and eigenvalues, and then further diagonalization and singular value decomposition. So we'll look at this one by one. So let's go through the introduction part. So what are the basics here? So you have determinant of A minus lambda I. So where A is the matrix which is given to us. Lambda is the eigenvalue, which we will see a little later, and I is the identity matrix. So it's going to have ones and zeros, and the determinant of A minus lambda I is going to be 0. Then there's also something important which is known as the trace of a matrix. So trace of a matrix is nothing but lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus lambda n, and these lambdas are nothing but the eigenvalues. And the very important concept which we will see towards the end is that if you are able to decompose a matrix A into its triangular version, then the eigenvalues are placed exactly on the diagonal of that matrix. So you just take all the diagonals as lambda 1, lambda 2, and lambda n and add them, and you will get the trace of the matrix. So that we'll see later. So what does this matrix A do to X? So the matrix A is just going to transform this vector X into some other vector. And most AX point will be in a different direction than X. But this AX points will be pointing at the same direction at X. So we'll see this direction part also a little later. So the basic concept here is that if you have matrix A and if you have the eigenvalue lambda, then AX is equal to lambda X. Okay, so we'll see how we can solve this. So this is the definition. If you have A as a complex square matrix, a square matrix will be a matrix which has equal number of rows and columns. So 2 cross 2, 3 cross 3, and so on. So if lambda is a complex number and X is a non-zero complex vector, and if they satisfy Ax equal to lambda X, then X will be called as the eigenvector of A, whereas lambda will be called as the eigenvalue of A. So this can have different versions, like you can have lambda, which is lambda can be 0, then Ax will be 0. If A is a singular matrix, then it will take non-zero vectors and so on and so forth. So we'll go into those minor details a little later. Let's first try to see how we can find the eigenvectors and their corresponding eigenvalues. So this is the actual definition of eigenvalue. So if A is a square matrix, we are going to deal with a matrix which is square, and it has an order n over some field f. Then this element lambda in the field f is called as the eigenvalue, and all you have to do is calculate A minus lambda I equal to 0, where I is a unit or identity matrix of some order n. Okay. So let's see how this can be done. Please pay attention to this. This is the very basic here. Okay. So we are given a 3 cross 3 matrix, therefore it is a square matrix, and the value of A is 2 2 1 row 1, 1 3 1 row 2, and 1 2 2, which is row 3. So what we have to do is, if I go back to the previous slide, you can see that A minus lambda I equal to 0. But very important point there is you have determinant around A minus lambda I, right? So what we have to do is, the first step is the matrix A is given to us. Okay, so here we are given the matrix A. You calculate first A minus lambda I. So how do you do that? You take the matrix A, which is given to us, minus lambda. So I'll keep the lambda out. And I is nothing but an identity matrix of order n. Now the question could be, what should be the order of this I? Obviously the order of I should be same as the matrix which is given to us. So it's a 3 cross 3 matrix. Therefore I here will also be a 3 cross 3 matrix. So identity matrix is nothing but a matrix which will have ones on its diagonals and 0 all other components. Right? So I have A minus, I keep lambda out, and in this matrix I have ones across the diagonal and zeros at the other elements. Okay. So here I'll just pause and tell you what some other books will do. They will write A minus in the same matrix lambda across the diagonal, which is one and the same. Because if I take this lambda inside, it will multiply with this one, so it will become lambda. Multiply with this one, it will become lambda, and multiply with this one, it will become lambda. Right? So it's one and the same. So the next step is now you do the subtraction. So you'll have 2, this value 2 here, minus lambda here. Therefore, the diagonal becomes 2 minus lambda. You have this 2 minus lambda into 0, so nothing happens here. So 2 remains as it is. Similarly, this 1 remains as it is. Similarly, this 1 minus 0 into lambda, so 1 remains as it is. 3 minus lambda into 1, so you have 3 minus lambda. Then you have 1, which is this factor. And then you have 1 and 2 as it is. This 2 minus lambda here, so 2 minus lambda. Okay. So you have this matrix which is derived from the original matrix A, and we call this as A minus lambda I. Right? So now we need to calculate what is known as a characteristic polynomial, and the characteristic polynomial is nothing but finding the determinant of A minus lambda I. Okay? So if I take you back to the previous slide, it says here that you need to calculate the determinant of A minus lambda. Right? So here we have calculated A minus lambda. Now we'll calculate the determinant. So how do you calculate the determinant here? To calculate 2 minus lambda, okay, you leave this column, you leave this row. So you'll have 3 minus lambda, 1, 2, 2 minus lambda left. Minus 2, you leave this column, you leave this row. You have 1, 2 minus lambda, 1 and 1. Then plus 1, you leave this column, you leave this row, you have 1, 3 minus lambda, 1 and 2. Okay. So once you do that, this is the equation that you get. We have minus lambda cube plus 7 lambda square minus 11 lambda plus 5. Okay. So now if I take you back to the previous slide again, we need to have determinant of A minus lambda equal to 0. Okay, and that's where we'll be able to find the value of lambda. So I have calculated A minus lambda I, which is this matrix. I have now calculated the determinant of A minus lambda I, which is this equation. So the last step is very simple. Determinant of A minus lambda I must be equal to 0. So this is the determinant of A minus lambda I equated to 0. And you can solve this equation by many methods. You can take a common factor and convert it into a quadratic equation and equate to 0 and so on and so forth. So that step I have skipped. So what you will find is lambda will have values of 1, 1 and 5. So this is known as, these are known as the characteristic values or just the eigen value. So this is the first part that you need to understand here, that how to calculate the eigen values, right? So let's look at few examples to calculate eigenvalues. So I will share another document with you. So just hold on, I'll be sharing a document with you. Let me know if this is visible to you. Okay. Is this visible to you? Anybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's a PDF. So, okay. I think now it's kind of visible, right? Okay. So the problem is find the eigenvalue of the matrix. So we'll take a very simple matrix. So A is 3, 2, minus 1 and 0. So the first step is to find A minus lambda I. So I'll take A as 3, 2, minus 1 and 0 minus lambda. Now I will have an order of n, and that will correspond to the order of A. And A is a 2 cross 2 matrix. Therefore, identity matrix here will be a 2 cross 2 matrix. So on the diagonals, you have 2 ones, and the other diagonal is just 0, right? So you have 3, 2, minus 1, 0, which is A, minus lambda into this identity matrix. Therefore, what you get here is 3 minus lambda, 2 remains as it is, minus 1, and you have a 0 minus lambda. Therefore, I have just written minus. So from the given A, we have calculated A minus lambda I. The next step is to find the determinant of A minus lambda I. So we take this value of a minus lambda I, and we calculate the determinant. So how do we calculate the determinant? You'll have 3 minus lambda into minus lambda, okay, minus of 2 into minus 1, so that becomes plus 2. So I've written here 3 minus lambda into minus lambda plus 2, and you find this value here, it comes out to be lambda square minus 3 lambda plus 2. So that is the determinant of a minus lambda I. And the last step is nothing but to equate this determinant of a minus lambda I to 0. So that here is lambda square minus 3 lambda plus 2 equal to 0, right? So this is a very simple equation to solve because this is a quadratic equation. So you have lambda square, you can split this minus 3 lambda as minus 2 lambda minus 1 lambda plus 2 equal to 0. And then you can find the values. So lambda turns out to be 1 and 2. So these values of lambda 1 and 2, these are known as the eigen values of the given matrix. Right? So let's try to solve another problem. Okay, I've solved this for you. I will share this PDF also with you. So you are given find the eigenvalues of the matrix, and the matrix A is 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, and 4, minus 17, and 8. So it's a 3 cross 3 matrix. Therefore, the identity matrix to be used will also be a 3 cross 3 matrix. So across the main diagonal, you will have all ones, whereas on all other sides, you're going to have zeros, right? So I have written the matrix A minus lambda into the matrix I, and then calculated this matrix, and this matrix is nothing but A minus lambda I. So from here you need to find the determinant of A minus lambda I. So that's exactly what I've done here, right? And finding this determinant is also known as finding the characteristic polynomial of A, and finding the eigenvalue is also known as the characteristic value of it. So there are different names, but we'll stick to eigenvalue. Right? So you have determinant of A minus lambda I. So I found the determinant here. It comes as a power to the 3 equation. Okay? And the last step is then equating that to 0 and then finding the roots. So the roots here come as 4 and 2 plus or minus root 3. Right? So therefore the eigenvalues of A are 4 and 2 plus or minus root. Okay? So is just finding the eigenvalue clear? I think it's a very simple process. Okay? There are 2 questions in the model paper on eigenvalue. I must also let you know that eigenvalue and eigenvectors are not separate. You will see very soon now that to calculate the eigenvector, you need the eigenvalue. Right? So the question that you can expect in the exam, from an exam point of view, is a matrix will be given to you, and you will be asked to find both the eigenvalue as well as the eigenvector. Right? So is finding this eigenvalue clear? Any questions on this? Okay. So if there are no questions, we'll move to eigenvectors. So I'll go back to the slide again. So let's now move to eigenvectors. So let lambda be the eigenvalue. Like I told you that the eigenvector and eigenvalue are not independent; they are related to each other. So to find the eigenvector, you need to find the eigenvalue. So let us assume that lambda is an eigenvalue, which we have already found using the strategy or process which we just discussed. So let lambda be the eigenvalue of an n square matrix, right? It's a square matrix. Then a non-zero matrix X of order n cross 1, that is a column matrix, will be such that A minus lambda I X will be equal to 0. And this will be called as the eigenvector of A, which will correspond to the eigenvalue lambda. So if you look at this equation, A minus lambda I X equal to 0, in the previous process of finding eigenvalue, we have already found A minus lambda I. Right? So this part in the bracket A minus lambda I is already done. All you have to do is multiply this with some X and equate that to 0. Right? So this A minus lambda I, which is mentioned in the bracket, is nothing but finding the eigenvalue or the characteristic equation and then you multiply this with x and equate to 0. So let's see what exactly this means, right? So what is the procedure of finding eigenvector? Okay, when I read this procedure and when you see this, it may not be very clear. Clarity will be obtained once we look at a solved numerical. Okay? But still, let's go through the procedure. So again, if lambda is an eigenvalue of A, then the corresponding eigenvectors of A will be a non-zero vector, and x will look like x1, x2, xn, and it will be n cross 1. That means you will have n rows but one column, right? And this will satisfy the equation a minus lambda I into x equal to 0. So once you open the bracket and equate it, you'll have a into x minus lambda I x equal to 0, and lambda I x is nothing but lambda x, and then the final equation will be ax equal to lambda x, and I is the identity matrix. So this is the equation to find the eigenvector ax equal to lambda x. Right? So let's look at a problem. So I will go back to the problem and then we'll come back to this slide. I'll share the. See. So are you able to see this PDF? Anybody?
Yes, sir.
So this is a problem, and this is the kind of problem you can expect in the exam. So a matrix A is given to us, and you need to find the eigenvalue and the eigenvector of the matrix. Right? So the first step obviously will be to find the eigenvalue. Right? So what do you do for that? You have matrix A. You first find A minus lambda I. So by now we already know that writing lambda I will just have lambda on the main diagonal, and therefore subtracting that lambda I with A will only affect the main diagonal. Right? So you can either write the equation and then get the matrix, or directly just write 3 minus lambda, 2 minus lambda, and 5 minus lambda. The rest of the components will remain the same. Right? So your characteristic equation here will be a minus lambda I equal to 0, and I've already written the determinant here. So now how do you find the determinant? You have 3 minus lambda, right? So you leave this column and leave this row. So you'll have 2 minus lambda into 5 minus lambda minus 0. Then you'll have minus 1. You leave this column and you leave this row. So you have 0 minus something, minus 6 into 0, so that remains 0. Plus 4, you leave this column and you leave this row. You'll have 0 minus 0, and that's 0. And this entire thing, determinant is equal to 0. So the only thing that needs to be calculated is the first term. The second and the third term are 0. Okay? Yeah, 3 minus lambda into 2 minus lambda into 5 minus lambda. And obviously that is an equation in the power of 3. But since I want the value of lambda, I'm only going to multiply 2 of the factors, and I will leave the third factor as it is. So I multiply the 2 factors and get a quadratic equation. Then I multiply that quadratic equation with the third factor, and you can see that the final equation comes as an equation in the power of 3 for lambda. So we'll have lambda cube minus 16 lambda square plus 31 lambda minus 30 equal to 0. And once you find the factors of this, you'll see that lambda comes to 2, 3, and 5. And we call them as non-repeated eigenvalues because none of these eigenvalues are going to repeat. In the next problem, we'll see what to do when two of them will be repetitions. For example, 2, 2, and 5. Then what do we do? Or 2, 5, and 5, what do we do? Right? But in this problem, you don't have that issue of non-repeated eigenvalues. Right? So you found the value of lambda. So this is a process to find the eigenvalue. Now let's see how to find the eigenvector. Right? So the eigenvector is nothing but a minus lambda I into x equal to 0. Right? So a minus lambda I we already found here. Right? So you already have a minus lambda I here. Right? So I'm just going to plug in a minus lambda I. I'm just going to plug in a minus lambda I here. Okay. And then what do we know about x? So x is nothing but a matrix which is consisting of vectors x1, x2 till xn, and it is going to be an n cross 1 matrix, right? Now what is the value of n here? The square matrix here is 3 cross 3, therefore the value of n is 3. Therefore x will have values x1, x2, and x3. It will stop at x3, and it will be a column matrix, right? So I already know the structure of x. So it's going to have 3 values, x1, x2, and x3, right? And since it is a column matrix n cross 1, I'm going to write x1, x2 and x3 like this, equal to 0. But since you have 3 columns here, 3 rows here, right, I'm going to also write 3 zeros on this side, right? So everything looks matchable, so to say, on the LHS and the RHS, right? So now comes the manual part. We know the values of lambda, which we evaluated previously, which are 2, 3, and 5, right? And now we're going to plug in each of those lambda into this equation, right? So you have 3 minus lambda, 1, 4, 0, 2 minus lambda, 6, 0, 0, 5 minus lambda, which is a minus lambda I. And I'm going to start plugging in lambda equal to 2, and lambda equal to 3, and lambda equal to 5 into this a minus lambda I, right? And we need to do this step by step. So I'm going to first plug in lambda equal to 2, which is the first eigenvalue. And once I do that, this a minus lambda I will convert itself to a minus 2I. Therefore, instead of 3 minus lambda, I've written 3 minus 2. Instead of 2 minus lambda, I've written 2 minus 2. And instead of 5 minus lambda, I've written 5 minus 2. The structure of x is known to me, it remains as it is, and the zeros remain as it is. Right? So now I'll do the arithmetic here, and I find the value 114, 006, 003, x1, x2, x3 equal to 000. And now I can find the equations. So what is going to happen here is x1 into 1 plus x2 into 1 plus x3 into 4. That will be equal to 0. Right? So I have written the first equation, x1 plus x2 plus 4x3 equal to 0. Right? And then next you have the second equation, which will be 0x1 plus 0x2 plus 6x3 equal to 0. So I'm written that. And then you have a third equation, which is 0x1 plus 0x2 plus 3x3 equal to 0. But that doesn't make much of sense because in the second equation, I already have 6x3 equal to 0. Right? So it doesn't matter if it is 6x3 equal to 0 or 3x3 equal to 0. x3 is just going to be 0. Right? So I have not written third equation here. Right? So I'm going to take the first equation, and here I can use either the Cramer's rule or just cross multiplying. So I want to find the equation for x1, so I write x1 here, and I ignore x1 and this 0. So what I have here is 6 into 1, the coefficients, 6 into 1 minus 0, so I've written divided by 6 minus 0, equal to, the next term is minus x2, so I leave this 0 here, and I have 6 minus 0, so that's what I've written here. When it comes to x3, I write x3, I leave this 6 here, I have 0 minus 0, so I've written 0. So now the equation that turns out is x1 by 6 equal to x2 by minus 6 equal to x3 by 0, and I call it some k. And then I take the 6 on the other side, so I write it as x1 by 1 equal to x2 by 1 equal to x3 by 0 equal to 6k equal to some k1. So I'm calling 6k as some k1, right? The coefficients really don't matter. So basically I found the first eigenvector x1, which belongs to lambda 1 equal to 2, and x1 has a structure x1, x2 and x3. So I write x1 as k1 minus k1 and 0, right? So if I go back here just to show you, right, you'll have x1 by 1 here because of this. This should actually be x2 by minus 1. So there's a minus missing here. You have x2 by minus 1 equal to x3 by 0. And I call this equal to 6k as some k1, right? So x1 becomes plus k1, x2 becomes minus k1, there's a minus missing here, and x3 becomes 0, right? So when I write this as a vector here, I'll have k1 minus k1 and 0, and I take k1 out, so this becomes 1, 1 and 0. So for the eigenvalue lambda equal to 2, the corresponding eigenvector x1 is 1, 1 and 0 multiplied with some k1, that factor is some 6, right? So I found the first eigenvector. Now I have two more lambdas to go. So I have lambda equal to 3, which I have plugged in, and I found the values here. I'll apply the same Cramer's rule or the cross multiplication rule, and I'll find again that x1 by 1 equal to x2 by 0 equal to x3 by 0 is some k2. and then I'll write the eigenvector x2 as x1, x2, x3, which turns out to be 1, 0, and 0. Right? So you have three eigenvalues which you had 2, 3, and 5, and corresponding to 2, we have found eigenvector x1. Corresponding to 3, you have found the second eigenvector 1, 0, 0. And similarly, corresponding to eigenvalue 5, you'll also find another eigenvector which is some 3, 2, and 1. Right? The process remains the same. So for three eigenvalues, you have three eigenvectors, right? And that's your answer. So that was the question. Given a matrix A, you need to find the eigenvalues and then the corresponding eigenvectors. Right? So we have a couple of more problems to solve. And do you have any questions? Anyone? Any questions? I've not explained how we found eigenvector 2 and eigenvector 3 because I assumed that you understood how to find eigenvector 1. But if you need, I can explain you how to find eigenvector 3 or eigenvector 2. Let me know if you have any questions. Anybody? Any questions? Okay. So let's see. We'll go back to the slides. And I think I have a problem there. So let's see if we can solve that problem. So I'm going to skip this slide because I've already explained you this slide while solving the problem. So I'll go to a particular problem to solve. So let's see. Let me see which problem we can solve. I've given about 3 to 4 problems. Okay, so let's see how we can solve this problem. Right? So you've been asked to find the eigenvalue and eigenvectors of the matrix, and matrix A is given to us. There are about 4 minutes left in this meeting. So if this disconnects, you can rejoin back. So first find the eigenvalue. So you have determinant of A minus lambda I equal to 0. Okay, and we can see that A is a 3 cross 3 matrix. Therefore, the identity matrix I to be used will also be a 3 cross 3 matrix, right? So I've written A. The matrix A is written here, and you have minus lambda I. So what I told you was in some books they directly write lambda inside the lambda I matrix, whereas in the previous problems we had written lambda outside. So it's one and the same, right? So now you just subtract these matrices. So you can see that the only effect is on the components which are on the main diagonal. Okay. So now you calculate the determinant of A minus lambda I. Right. So this problem shows you exactly how you can also calculate the determinant step by step. So we take 1 minus lambda and we ignore the first column and the first row. We're left with minus 5 minus lambda, 3 minus 6, and 4 minus lambda. So that's written here, right? And then you have minus of minus 3 because this next factor needs to have a minus of minus 3, and then you ignore the second column and the first row. So you're left with 3, 3, 6, and 4 minus lambda. That's written here. And then you have plus 3, and then the matrix likewise. And then you do the arithmetic here, and you find that determinant of A minus lambda is this value, 16 plus 12 lambda minus lambda cube. And that needs to be equated to 0. So if we do that, and we can take the negative sign outside, so you can have lambda cube minus 12 lambda minus 16 equal to 0. Right? And then you solve this power to the 3 equation to find various values of lambda. So that's also shown on this slide. I'm not going to do that because that's basic elementary mathematics, how to find cubic solutions. Right? And so the values of lambda turn out to be minus 2, okay, and 4. But what we find here in this problem is minus 2 comes twice. So that's what is written here. Minus 2 is a repeated root. Right? So the lambda that we get is 4 and minus 2, and there's another minus 2 that comes in. So actually you have three eigenvalues, 4, minus 2, minus 2, where minus 2 is a repeated. Right? So now comes the next task to find the eigenvector. So we take a minus lambda I, and first case is when lambda is equal to 4. The equation that we are using is simply a minus lambda I equal to 0. Right? So we'll plug in lambda equal to 4, and once we do that, a minus 4i turns out to be this matrix, and you construct what is known as an augmented matrix. So you have a minus lambda I or a minus 4i equal to 0. So I've written the augmented matrix here. Okay. So very interesting here that you can also do a row reduced echelon form of the matrix here. Okay, and convert it into an upper triangular matrix. Okay, and once you convert it into an upper triangular matrix, using this matrix, you can see that you'll have x1 plus 0x2 minus half x3 equal to 0. In the second row, you'll have 0x1 plus x2 minus half x3 equal to 0, and then zeros elsewhere, right? So you can write this equation directly. Right? So you can also use this. Process to find the values of the eigenvectors, right? Or you can use the method which we used in the previous numerical. Right? So the first eigenvector that we get is some half, half, and 1, right? And this eigenvector corresponds to the eigenvalue of 4. Right? Next, you do the same procedure for lambda equal to minus 2. So basically, you are calculating a